We are getting started with a new unit, and it's going to start off with two skills that you've probably seen before, but I really want to go over them for two reasons. One, because they're pretty intimately married to fractions, and that's what's coming up next. Also, because as sixth grade skills, least common multiple and greatest common factor are both really important for problem solving, so we're going to do a lot of that today. First thing, this video, it's going to be relatively short, is going to go over using the least common multiple to solve problems. Okay? You're going to see me very often use the initials, LCM. So when you hear me say LCM, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? Let's start off with a story. Me, well, I go to the gym probably every 5 days. Okay? Not very often. My friend Jim goes to the gym every 7 days. So my question is, if I go every 5 days and he goes every 7 days, when are we going to see each other at the same time? Okay? So let me make some notes. Here's me. I go every 5 days. Jim goes to the gym every 7 days. Okay? How am I going to attack this? I want to know when we're going to see each other. When's the first time that me and Jim will see each other at the gym at the same time? Okay? Well, I know I can use least common multiple, and I'll explain a little bit more about how you know that in a little bit. But my plan of attack needs to be finding out, well, how am I going to get a list going where I can see when we're going to... I've got it. How about I list all the times I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'll list all the times that Jim goes to the gym, and then we'll try to find the smallest one, the smallest match. Okay? If I list the multiples for me every time that I go to the gym, I know I'm going to go 5 days from now, and then I'm going to go 5 days from then, and 5 more days after that, and so on and so on. So basically, I'm just listing multiples of 5. Here's 5. 5 days later is 10. 5 days later is 15. And you can see that basically I'm making a table here, sort of how basically what times 5 goes here. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3. Next one will be 5 times 4. So now that I have that clicked in my head, I'm thinking, hey, maybe I should make a table, because tables actually help keep us very well organized. So if I could turn me and Jim into a T-chart that's laying on its side, okay, I could keep really good track of what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of this table for me. 5 days after 20 is 25. That's 5 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. And I'm actually going to stop just because I'm running out of room. And then here's Jim. He's going to the gym 7 days from now. That's 7 times 1. The next column is 7 times 2. And then 7 times 3. And so on. Times 4, times 5, times 6. And I'll go ahead and stop there. Why? Because I have a pretty good memory. And I remember that when I was listing my days to go to the gym, I hit 35. And now that I'm listing Jim's times to go to the gym, I ran into 35 again. And from what I can see, that's the first time there's a common number here. Okay? So I listed the multiples for both me and Jim. I found a common one, which is 35. And as far as I can tell, that's the smallest. All right? So 35 days from now will be the first time that Jim and I see each other at the gym. A whole month and some days, but okay, that makes sense. Could I have kept going and seen more multiples? I would have. Now that I know that every 35 days me and Jim are going to see each other, I also know that we're going to see each other after 70 days, and so on and so on. But this is the smallest, and that's what I was looking for, because my original question was, when's the first time that Jim and I will see each other? Okay? So there's an example of how we can use this. Now I asked a little earlier, how do I know that I'm going to have to use LCM in a real life scenario? I have 3 hints for you, okay? Write these down in your journal just so that they stick when you write them, and also so you can go back and refer to it. I'm going to say each one in turn, and if you need to, go ahead and pause this video, write it down. If you missed some of it, rewind it until you get them all. The first time, or the first way you're going to know you need to use LCM is if your problem is about an event that is or will be repeating over and over again, okay? This could be me and my friend going to the gym. It could be me going to work, or me going to a meeting and my boss going to a meeting, and when are we gonna go to the same meeting? That kind of thing. It's an event that is or will be repeating. We wanna know when things will happen at the same time. The second way you know you're gonna use LCM is if you're purchasing different items, usually 2 different items, and you're gonna wanna know how many do you have to purchase so that you have the same amount of each. There's a good example in your exercises after this video between hot dogs and hot dog buns. One of the most frustrating things ever. How many hot dogs are you gonna have to buy to match up the number of hot dog buns, okay? So try the exercises there. And also to figure out when something will happen again at the same time. All right, that could be this one. This is an example of that as well. It could also be, when is the sun going to come up at the same time that the moon comes up? Okay, they're on different cycles, but how am I going to know? That's just an example. So give your exercises a try. Meet me back here and we'll go over them. And then the next lesson we'll be going over the greatest common factor, or GCF. Okay?